What's happening, Nooch?
How's it going, Fish? Welcome back. We missed you last week.
Yeah, thank you. I was in international waters.
Well, I was in West Texas.
Hmm. I win. All
Yes, you do. Good job.
right. Yeah, made a little trip to Mexico and Roatan, Honduras. Suffered a little bit on that ship, man. It was rough. That damn cold front. You told me, oh, cold front don't go to hell. Yes, it does. The
I didn't
temperature
think it made it
doesn't, but
that
the
far.
wind does. And dude, it was like a hurricane in Roatan. We should have never even gone there.
Well,
It was bad.
it
On the
happens.
way back, Cozumel saved the trip, honestly. We got some sunshine for the first time, got to snorkel, lucked into a nice spot, had a good time in Cozumel. Sent you
Good.
guys some pictures. I got some Wi-Fi while I was in Cozumel at Fat Tuesdays, and then wound up at Margaritaville after we went
Damn, Fat
snorkeling.
Tuesdays is still there.
Yep.
I went there in '96,
Mhm. Still
somewhere
there.
around there.
Still there. And it was good. It was good. I had some good drinks there and had a good time. Then we went snorkeling. And then on the way back, we stopped there at Margaritaville and had some good food, some good drinks. Had a good time in Cozumel. Got some sun,
Good.
finally. Finally got some sun. So Nooch and I have tried, this is our second attempt at this podcast. We made
Yeah.
it, we kind of capped at 40 minutes and we were at about minute number 36 and we had an internet issue.
Yeah.
So we lost everything. So we're going to start over, but hey, we've gotten some practice in.
Yeah. Good practice run to make
Uh,
up for me having to go solo last week.
Yeah. So Nooch has clearly reworked the studio. It looks fantastic. We got the win bar behind us. Got the national championships years down there. Looking for a place to put the Heisman trophies and to hang the retired jerseys. But yeah, this place looks pretty nice. I like it. It's
I
modern.
think we might need a bigger TV too. That one looks a little small. I might have to get us a bigger one.
Yeah. Here's what I see though. I see number seven there.
Yeah,
Basically.
absolutely.
Basically saying hold my beer because a lot of people were talking shit about him. Pause. Uh,
Yeah.
he put a stop to that Saturday because he is playing
Ar-
against Arkansas. If
That's
Harold
his best
Perkins could
game.
play
His best
Arkansas
game
every
every year.
week, he'd be the number one overall pick in the NFL. No
Yes.
doubt.
Yeah,
I don't know what it
absolutely.
is. Don't know what it is. I wish he hated red because then he would play like that against like Alabama and Texas
Hopefully.
A&M, but no, it's just Arkansas. He hates pigs.
I, Maybe he just really liked bacon.
I like bacon. I just had bacon for supper tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Homegrown bacon. Yeah,
Nice.
very
Good
good.
job.
Yeah, bacon and eggs. Homegrown, all of it.
I haven't eaten supper yet. I don't know what I'm eating just yet.
Hmm. Well, Harold Perkins had a great game, and it was kind of interesting because that very morning, somebody on another website, not Game Day Tigers, came out with this stupid thread saying that they heard he was going to transfer to Texas A&M. Oh, I'm sorry, Texas Tech. Texas Tech. And
That would be an interesting destination.
uh, Texas
They
Tech.
they got some money.
They got some money and they're looking pretty good and they're doing really well in NIL and they're doing really well in recruiting. So I mean they could buy a player like that.
Yeah.
But with that said, I just kind of read along and laughed and I waited. And about halfway through the game, I went back and I posted in that thread and I said, "Y'all are dumbasses." You know, because here's what happened when they said that, then the general consensus was good riddance.
Yeah, and
You're
I don't get
stupid.
that. I
Yeah,
mean, has he really lived up to the of his full potential? No, but he hasn't been a bad player. He just hasn't been what we
solid
thought he
player.
was going to be. He's still a good player. He's just,
Solid player.
yeah,
Honestly, I think for him to have lived up to his full potential, he would have needed to play running back.
maybe.
My take. Just my take.
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't have an issue with him in any way. I mean, yeah, sure, I would love for him to be the freak of nature that we thought he was going to be after his freshman year, but I mean, I damn sure not complaining about his overall career.
No, no, he's had a good career at LSU, and with some serious highlights, mostly
Yeah,
coming against that team right there and coming against Ole Miss.
which
Um,
is always a good thing.
yep, yep, yep. Lots of things to talk about there, but let's talk about this game
Okay.
before we get too into it. Um, Anything to do with coaching searches. I'm going to find where I texted myself something. Yeah, Arkansas. So they came into this game sporting a top eight offense. I don't
Yeah.
know that people knew that because Arkansas is 2-7 coming
I
into the game.
really, I don't think people really appreciate how good Arkansas actually is, and they're not good. Don't mistake
No,
that.
they're two and
But
eight, so they're not good.
correct. That's what I'm saying. They're not good, but they've been in games against top 10 teams.
They've
They've
been competitive for sure.
Yeah, in every single one of those games. So they're not atrocious. They
No,
just they're Arkansas, so they figure out a way to lose.
it's kind
That's
of like their baseball team.
Yeah, exactly. Um, it's I think it's bred into them. It's in their DNA. That's just who
Instead of
they are.
dropping pop-ups with
Yeah,
the College World Series on the line, they just fumble the ball.
correct. Same idea. Same exact thing. It's something in the water up there, whatever it is. But somebody even made a comment on the website that the goal line stand was nice, but let's face it, that's not Alabama out there. No, you're right. Actually, Arkansas's offense is better than Alabama's across the board.
Far better running team too.
Yeah, Alabama, Arkansas is shit. It's Bobby Petrino. He's known for offense. It's what he does when he's not riding motorcycles with volleyball players. He puts together offenses, and they are a very good offense. Their defense is terrible, which is why we really lit up the scoreboard and put 23 on them.
Yeah. Mm, that's pretty sad, isn't it? Because yeah, that's an awful defense, but a really, quite frankly, elite offense. Taylor Green, if he's on, if he's on another team, he's in the contention for the Heisman
Probably, yeah,
until he
I would
played
say so.
LSU.
Yeah,
And LSU really contained him, held him to his lowest yardage passing, held Arkansas to their lowest yardage period this year. Held them in the scoring department. Obviously, we only scored 23 and we beat them. Um, Arkansas had a really good offense coming in, and I don't really know. I mean, it's pretty easy to see where LSU struggles defensively, and that's with a running quarterback, which Taylor Green has that capability, but he's not a Marcel Reed. He's not a Trinidad Chambliss. You
Diego
know,
Pavia.
thank you. I couldn't remember little Manziel's name, but Diego Pavia, he's not that kind of running quarterback.
Right.
Um, and so LSU held him in check. Um, I don't know. LSU's defense is solid. We thought in the beginning of the year they would keep us in every game until we started meeting these running quarterbacks and Blake Baker, that's his kryptonite.
Yeah, he
But
just hasn't figured that out yet.
I don't know what to say about that. But he didn't need to figure it out in this game, and so LSU's defense played great.
Yeah.
Looked great. And LSU won the game because of their defense.
Yeah.
Now, our offense,
Hmm.
I don't want to bash it because I mean, look at the situation here. We know the offensive coordinator is fired, the head coach is fired. You cannot expect Alex Atkins to come in. Although you saw one super important thing that Frank Wilson said was going to happen, and it did. We ran the damn ball more than we threw it. Like
Yeah.
37 to 33, I think was 37 rushes to 33 passes.
I think it was only like 20 something passes, 22 passes. No, yeah, well, it was 31,
No,
31.
no. Yes, 30, 31 or so. And quite frankly, it was really close to 50-50 balance because you got to realize at the end, we took knees. And we wanted to run out the clock, so we ran a little bit at the end more than we typically would have, but really balanced. And that's the first time. Like I was telling Nooch that I don't think LSU fans even realize this, but LSU has been averaging 5, 6, 7 yards per carry over the last several games, but they just didn't run the damn ball. They just refused to do it. I mean, we talked about it in Texas A&M game. The first half ends, LSU's up by 4, and Harlan Berry's averaging 7 yards a carry, and he carried the ball exactly one more time after that. Just idiotic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you
And
go on and
and
get your
really
ass kicked.
you have to our per game average would actually be higher if it wouldn't be for all the sack yardage because that comes out of your rushing stats in
Yeah.
college. It goes as team, but it's still it hurts your average when, especially when you have a quarterback who takes a sack for a 13-yard loss running backwards for no reason. I mean, that really screws up. It skews the average because it's not a running attempt.
Right.
That's the only reason I don't like it because it's not actually a trying to run the football. He's just getting sacked a lot.
So to that point, and it's kind of funny, we didn't really even talk about this in the first attempt at this podcast, but yeah, Garrett Nussmeier didn't play in this game. The
No, he did
the
not.
preseason Heisman leader didn't play in this game, and Michael Van Buren
Um,
started the game.
where I am curious because I said it on the podcast that you ducked out on last week. I predicted that Van Buren was your starter the rest of the way, and I was really hoping that was going to be true. And it may still be true. Nuss being in street clothes with a tweak to his oblique or whatever. I don't know if Frank still would have started Van Buren, but in my mind, if you bench him in back-to-back weeks, you're at that point. And that's where we were. He was benched in back-to-back weeks. You put in this other guy, and I think you're at the point where you have to at least try it, see
I will
something.
say
And the
this.
offense does look different.
It looks different. I will say this. A healthy Garrett Nussmeier, my opinion, a healthy Garrett Nussmeier is better than a healthy Michael Van Buren right now. But
I
I do
I'm
like
curious
the
because
element that Van Buren brings. Obviously, it's not the element that Van Buren brings necessarily. It's something that maybe he doesn't bring that forces you to hand the ball off more because he's
it
not a
could be
super
that. It
accurate passer.
correct.
He does
And
push the ball down the field, though.
I said it last week. What I'm noticing with him and where I'm obviously Nuss was hurt this week because he was in street clothes. But I said it last week that I don't think we're talking injury anymore with Nuss. I think it's something mental. Something's not there. Something's not right. He's not very decisive. Where I said that when Van Buren came in the Alabama game, when he decides to throw, he decides to throw. He steps in and slings it. Whereas Nuss is
Yeah,
still looking very, very tentative. And that may be because there is something physical not feeling right there.
I think it is.
Possibly. I don't
I
know,
want to
but
think that. I want to think
we
it is.
I do too, but we've seen him play, we've seen him run the football, we've seen him quarterback keep sneaks, we've seen him throw the ball. I don't think he's physically injured anymore, but I think he hasn't gotten over, and you hear lots of athletes talk about it. That's the hardest part of coming back from an injury is the mental aspect. It's to for your mind to know that your body is no longer hurt and to play the way you played prior to the injury. And I think that's kind of where we are with Nuss. I think he's still very tentative because of he was hurting and it hurt to do certain things or if he tried. So you take a little bit off, you kind of and you got to get that mental part back. And
I mean, the
there's
mental
only
part could very well be because he plays behind the most porous offensive line I've ever
right.
seen at
Uh,
LSU. And we've complained
Yeah,
about a lot of offensive lines at LSU. This offensive line sucks.
yes.
Absolutely
It's worse than the
sucks.
one that we said last year sucked.
hmm Well, they were great at pass blocking last year, not this year.
Yeah,
They're
it's
awful.
that's the baffling thing. Last year they could pass block but not run block. This year we're run blocking and not pass blocking. I'm not a lineman. I can't tell you what the hell's going on. I just know it's not good.
All I know is, you fired the head coach and you fired the offensive coordinator, and the offensive line coach is still here, and you still can't pass block. That's what I know. The only thing that has changed offensively is Frank Wilson came in right off the bat and said, "We're going to run the ball." Well, he's a running backs coach, stepping in as interim head coach. So he says, "We're going to run the ball." And by God, we just ran the ball more times than we threw it,
Yes.
and successfully. We ran the ball successfully. Not great, but
Good.
highest total output of the year rushing the ball.
Yeah. By a good bit.
Yeah. And two guys had good games, not great games because they were splitting the load. But Caden Durham had a good game. Harlan Berry had a good game. Harlan Berry, I mentioned this early on to Nooch, and I'm sure you guys heard me say it on the podcast and thought, what is this guy smoking? But I said, Harlan Berry reminds me a little bit of a Reggie Bush style. And by God, that last play where he called game, dude
Yeah.
looked like Reggie Bush.
Oh yeah, absolutely. and he's got the burst, he's got the moves.
Vision.
I mentioned that in the podcast we just tried to do that didn't work. The only thing he doesn't have, he doesn't seem to have the breakaway speed to finish a run. Um, he's a track guy, so apparently he's supposed to have it. It's just we haven't seen that part of the game from him yet.
Yeah, he's a big time track guy. And I'm talking like not not Trinidad Holloway, but he's up there. He's up there in Louisiana,
Yeah,
lore.
yeah, absolutely. But
He's a
yeah,
fast dude.
those those two guys, they ended up combining 23 carries for 117 yards. That's a solid
Take that
game.
all day long, dude.
That's solid. That's over 5 yards a pop between your top two guys. If instead of splitting, if one guy had that game, we'd be talking about him like crazy. Man, that was a really good game by so and so.
Yep.
We divided it up amongst two people, but that's a good game.
Thought Xavier Thomas had a real good game. Um, Bauer Sharp can't block for shit. Good
Hmm.
God. But he had a touchdown catch.
Caught a touchdown. That's
Um,
good.
Good on him because he kind of redeemed himself for just a horrible, horrible Ole block uh, that led to a touchdown. Speaking of the defense, we're talking about LSU held Arkansas down the way they did. They actually held them lower than you think because that wasn't on the defense. That was a block punt for a touchdown. The
True.
defense played very well.
Yes.
Um,
I'd actually forgotten that block punt happened. It was
yeah, no, yeah, but you throwing Bauer Sharp into it made me remember that. Like, oh, you're going to a block
yeah.
punt? I mean, that's his block. Oh, you're going that way? Okay. Good day. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah, that one
That
was.
he's been a real disappointment. I was really looking forward to Bauer Sharp. I thought he was going to be really good.
You thought he was gonna do you said he wasn't gonna be Mason Taylor, but you thought he would do well replacing him.
Yep. I
And
thought
that
between him and Trey, I don't know what the deal is with Trey. Number one, when they do target him, he's had a couple of drops,
he is.
and but they don't target him enough. I don't understand. They didn't target him enough when it was Sloan, the one game, and
Um,
he was amazing. But
yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there either. Really. Um I saw who's this Destin Hill cat that had a catch? I don't even know who the
so
hell that
Destin
was.
Hills, he's a Louisiana guy that went to Florida State, and
Okay.
don't know what happened over there, but he didn't play, and I know it was an off the field issue. And then eventually, well, he comes back to LSU, and he got hurt in fall camp.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he's a stud. He's a
Okay.
stud. He's just got to get on the field.
Yeah, well, he did. He had a catch. I remember thinking, man, who's this guy? I didn't know anything about him.
I've seen
Uh,
him when he's in a lot, but you don't notice him because he's blocking, and he's really good at
okay.
it. He's really
Gotcha.
good at blocking. But yeah, he's a very physical receiver, very strong. I was kind of looking forward to seeing what he would do coming out of fall camp, but he got hurt, and so that held him up. But yeah, that's Destin Hill, New Orleans kid.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Speaking of New
Because
Orleans kids, um, best thing I can think about with this game is Frank Wilson got his first win as a head coach in Tiger Stadium for
yes.
LSU. Not his first win as a head coach, but for LSU. Um, and first game coached in Tiger Stadium. Got the Gatorade dump, which you beat Arkansas by a point, but okay, I'm down
It's
with it because I'm
yeah,
gonna tell you this: Frank Wilson is the most important coach on staff, neck and neck with Corey Raymond. With You got to find a way to keep him when the new regime comes
yeah,
in. Got to
yeah,
find a way
I
to keep
agree.
him, and the reason why, and we kind of talked about this in a previous podcast, and we talked about this on the forum. But LSU, their class hadn't fallen apart like, say, Penn State's did when James Franklin was fired. LSU's class is primarily intact. We eventually did lose a commitment, um, but we're on the verge of flipping a commitment from Texas right now,
I,
Louisiana kid, and so we're kind of even there. We were actually ahead because we actually got a commitment after Brian Kelly was fired, and there is only one reason for that, everything I just mentioned, for this class being held together, for the fact that we're about to flip a kid from Texas, for the fact that we've gotten commitments more than we've lost them since Brian Kelly was fired. And that reason is
It's Frank. And
Frank, 100%.
I mentioned that the week when we first talked about him when he was named interim. I mean, Frank Wilson's is Louisiana high school football. I mean,
It's a
he's
godfather.
royalty. Yeah, he's absolute royalty. All of the coaches know him. All of the players from the area know him. They know who, if they don't know him personally, they all know who he is. He can basically walk into any one of those kids' houses, probably knows their grandmother, knows their auntie, knows somebody in their family, played with them, saw him play something. And he's from, I swear he's from, he's a New Orleans guy.
Yeah.
And very, very well respected by everyone in the coaching ranks. So he's definitely somebody you have to find a position for him somewhere, whether it's still as running backs coach, whether it's got to be something somewhere where he can be involved in recruiting and he has to be on staff somewhere.
Definitely. Definitely. Kudos to him for stepping in and just, I mean, he's inspirational. Um, he makes me want to run through a brick wall. Brian Kelly never did.
No,
There were
not even
occasions
close.
that Ed Orgeron did, but Brian Kelly never did.
Yeah,
Never did. And
yeah, not even
Frank
close.
Wilson you can tell he's genuine, and it means a lot to him to be in this position. And I really appreciate what he's done and continues to do.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. You could see this is something that he's basically worked his entire life for. I mean, this is what he's always wanted out of life. I mean, this is where I mean, shit, yeah, if you're a football coach in the state of Louisiana, obviously this is a goal, this is a dream. So
Oh, yeah.
he's getting it. He got the win, and I'm happy for him.
Well, and they asked him walking off the field, what does this win mean to you? And he was kind of caught off guard by it, and he was shaken up by the question, and he just said everything.
Yeah, yeah,
And he
he
said one
genuinely
word
teared
answer,
up.
everything. And he was teared
Yes,
up. And that's when you
yes,
know it's real and it's genuine. And I'm proud of him and I'm proud of the team. That's the one thing that I was concerned about when you lose a head coach. Like, man, look what happened in 2021. Uh,
yes,
Towards the end of that season, that team quit, man. I mean, that team just quit. This team, they didn't quit.
right. And
This team,
I
they fought hard, and they're not great, but they fought
no,
hard.
no, and that was kind of one of the things I told you I'd mentioned. With an interim, one or two things happening. Well, I guess three. They come out and play with their absolute heads on fire, and they play the best ball of their this seasons, or they collapse. And what we're seeing is, I mean, I think we're seeing this team ceiling. Like this is the best we're going to get from them, but we're getting their best, which is a plus still. I mean, like you said, they're fighting it, they're trying, they're giving us everything they got, and it's not to expectations, obviously, but they're playing. They're playing their asses off. It still means something to them,
Yeah.
and that's the
Nothing
main
made
thing
me
we want to
happier
see.
than seeing that move that Harlan Berry put on that defender at the end and just, oh man, he just runs so beautifully. But that cut and just, he's about to go in the end zone and he's just a heads up play, sit on his ass and in the game right there because it's a one score game if he scores or if he doesn't. It's still a one score game and there's a minute
Yeah,
and a half left. Brilliant play by a true freshman, coached specifically by Frank Wilson, recruited by Frank Wilson, knows his family, has known the kid for years. That tells me a lot about Frank Wilson and the kind of guys that he's after, and that they take his coaching, they respect him. The whole team did, though. You could tell the whole team
right.
respects him. Hey, you know
Sure.
who's really good on our team? Freaking Mansour Delane is really good. God, he's good.
Yeah, he's and I agree. They talked about him a good bit during the game. The announcers that he's the best corner in the SEC.
The best
And
corner in
I
the
agree.
nation.
He may be. He's definitely in the discussion in the nation
I
for
don't think he's
sure.
going to win the Thorpe though, because he plays on a team that's not really very good at all.
No, we
Trying to be
really aren't.
nice here.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, he's really good. AJ Halsey has been really good.
Yeah.
Perk had a good game. My man crush, he's got a different mission, Nooch. We're talking about Frank Wilson. Frank Wilson used to be on the staff with this other cat named Lane Kiffin. Um,
Yes.
and that's my man crush's goal is to somehow figure out a way. He's dating Landry Kiffin. I don't know, gotta get Lane Kiffin to Baton Rouge. What are you thinking, man? It's
I
crazy,
don't
isn't it?
know.
It's
I,
fun to
I will
watch.
say this. This has been one of the more entertaining coaching
Mhm.
cycles that I can remember in a while because best I can tell so far, just reading the tea leaves, I don't have inside info, but it looks like Lane Kiffin is going to coach LSU, Florida, Ole Miss, and the New York Giants at the same time next year because
Awesome.
everybody seems convinced that it's a done deal. He's
Did you say
signed.
Texas?
I didn't say Texas, but those the Texas rumors out there, so you could add them in there too. Um,
I don't think he can
I,
do it. And I'm a huge Lane fan, but I don't think he
yeah,
can
I,
coach
I know
five
you
teams
are.
at once.
I'm pulling for it now just for the Ole Miss meltdown. I think the most epic thing
That's the
in
most go to hell Ole Miss thing ever, right?
it is. Imagine this: they wake up the morning of the Egg Bowl. You're in the playoffs, win or lose. Basically, you're not dropping out of the top 12 if you lose to Mississippi State. You're in. Ole Miss is in the playoffs, and your coach comes out the next morning and says, "Sorry guys, I'm going to Baton Rouge," and leaves you in a playoff run so he can go somewhere to win
You
titles.
remember Jordan Travis, Florida State's undefeated, right? And Jordan Travis got
Yes.
hurt.
Yes.
And you remember what the committee did? They left them out.
Do. I do. They were undefeated, and
Undefeated.
I really and truly felt that was the absolute wrong thing to do
I
that
did
year.
too. But you know what I
Completely
would love
wrong.
to see? I would
I would
love to
love to see
see
that too.
I would love to see Ole Miss
Dude.
beat Mississippi State and then Lane say, "Hey, peace out. I'm going to LSU."
And then
And
the
then the
committee
committee
just say,
saying,
look, we don't
yeah, we
think you're the
don't think
same.
you're one of the top 12 teams." That would
That
be so
would.
funny.
Um, I can't stand that. I hate that. You can't, like I said, when it happened to Florida State, you can't penalize a team for something that you think might happen.
Yeah,
You got to base
they
off of
did
only
it.
what has happened so far.
But
And
if they're gonna do it
I
to a
thought that was
team, it
wrong.
needs to be Ole Miss.
Oh man, it would be absolute. That would be a dream come true. It would
It would be
be
the biggest "We Are Ole
um,
Miss" ever.
it would, and I'm telling you now, I will save every single nickel I see between now and next football season to make that trip to Oxford next year to witness in person when
I'm
LSU
good.
shoto up to play that game.
Yeah, I'm going with, man. We're doing a
Yeah,
podcast from the stands.
oh, absolutely. We're gonna set up in the Grove and do one before the game and then do one during.
That's
It would be.
beautiful. What a beautiful thought.
It
So,
is. It's the most
just
amazing thing that
FYI
could
for
happen.
everybody that's concerned about it, um, I I want Lane Kiffin bad. I wanted him 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was. I wanted him. Um,
Yes, you
I
did.
still do. He's grown up a lot. I thought he already had. Now I know he has. Um, and he's a great coach. And you say, oh, well, what's he done? He hadn't won a championship. Okay, so you want Kirby or you want Ryan Day or Dabo? Which one you want? Yeah, you're not
Yeah,
getting any of those. I don't want Dabo, and you're not getting Kirby, and you're
that's
not
it.
getting Ryan Day. So if
No.
that is your qualifier, good luck.
That and you see people as soon as a coach loses a game this season, oh, I don't want him. He just lost.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to break it to you, the guy we hire is not going undefeated this year. Period.
Nope.
First off, you've really narrowed it down to only a couple of guys left who are still undefeated. And if they go undefeated and win a title this year, they're not leaving to come
You're
to
not
us.
leaving that school. Exactly
So
right.
yeah, whoever we get, if he hasn't yet, he will lose a game this year.
Yeah.
Probably multiple. That's coming.
Yeah, but here's what I know about Lane Kiffin. I know he's a master on one side of the ball, which
Yes,
he's not a CEO type. I love that because I'm sick of that.
I
Um,
agree.
he's a master on the offensive side of the ball. Ole Miss is number three, I think, right now, offensively. He runs the
Somewhere
hell
in
out of
there.
the ball. His teams run the hell out of the ball. I know that makes you happy.
Yes.
Makes me happy too, by the way. Kewan Lacey, that dude's fun to watch. But it's because he's playing for Lane, because that's what Lane does. He runs
Yeah.
the ball. And I know this. I know that in the past 5 years, counting this year, Ole Miss has won 10 games 4 times. When does that happen in our lifetimes? And
Never.
I'm pretty freaking old. Look at this. I'm sitting there playing with the white in his beard. When does that happen?
Yeah.
0 times has that
That's
happened.
I
Not
agree.
one. I'm not saying they haven't won 10 games. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't, but not 4 out of 5 years. Give me a break. Nobody that whose name isn't on the stadium has done that at Ole Miss.
I don't even think that guy did
I
it.
don't even think he did. Lane Kiffin's the most successful coach in Ole Miss history. We
Yeah.
won a championship with the least successful coach in Ole Miss history. Tell me Lane can't win a championship.
Which again, how epic would that be? We take the worst coach in the history of their school and put together the greatest season in college football history, win a title. Now we go steal their most successful one during their most successful run and win another one with that guy would be
So
just,
funny. Poetic.
yeah, I would love to see it.
Now, with
But
all that said, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm going to stick to this. I think Lane Kiffin stays at Ole Miss because of
I think
everything
he
that I
does
just
too.
said. He's four out of the last 5 years. He's won 10 games. Despite what all we want to say, I've been to Oxford, Mississippi a lot. It's pretty close to Memphis. The area is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool place. Yeah, I like Memphis. I like barbecue. I like blues.
Yeah.
Um, there's some culture there. I don't. It's not a bad place. I wouldn't blame him if he stayed.
No, it's
He's
gonna come
revered there.
it's that's the thing. It's gonna come down to I don't think, and we mentioned this on the one that didn't make it, but money's not gonna be the ultimate deciding factor for himself. Because either way, no matter where he goes, he's getting paid. It's going
Yeah.
to be a big payday. So now you start looking at the word you love so much and fit. It's which job.
Can we just say
It could be
intangibles? Can we just say intangibles?
yeah. Let's go ahead and I just threw that word out there special for you, but it's the total package of the job. Is what do you want? Um, and at Ole Miss, even if he never wins a title, he's getting to the point of having a statue damn near already at Ole Miss. Whereas if he went to LSU or Florida, man, we got higher expectations than win 10 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 games is closer to our floor. That's what we consider should be considered a normal season is 10. Um, you'll be expected to win titles, period. But plain and simple.
Titles.
But yeah,
Or at least
title,
play for titles.
yeah, if not win them. I mean,
And yeah, you got to win one.
yeah, you got to win at least one, probably multiple, especially in that price range.
Agreed.
And I think LSU beats out both of those because we have, first off, a very fertile recruiting ground right here with no in-state competition whatsoever. You're the guy.
To the
We're gonna,
point where an interim head coach is able to keep a class together because most of them's Louisiana kid. We hadn't lost a
yeah,
Louisiana kid. We lost an out-of-state kid. That's all we've lost.
right. That's what I'm saying. We can do that. We have the money to spend. We've showed we'll spend it. We'll spend it on the NIL. We'll spend it on assistants. We'll give you whatever you need. Um, and you know what? You say what you want about those other stadiums. We still have Death Valley. And yes, we complain about our fans that don't show up to these big games. But man, when a quarter of the stadium's empty at LSU, it's still more people than a full
Ole
Vaught
Miss just
Hemingway.
had their biggest crowd ever at Vaught Hemingway. They had 68,000 people.
As
If
I'm saying,
LSU had 68,000 people when we play Western
it
Kentucky, we're
wasn't.
going to be pissed.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
And
going to
we'll
happen.
talk
We're going to
about
have
yeah,
more than that.
yeah. We'll talk about how shitty the crowd was and we do that in the worst games of the year.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, shit. We just played Arkansas at freaking 11 a.m.
And had more people in the stadium
Yeah,
than they did
during during hunting season.
prime time, prime time versus Florida, the school that, aside from LSU, that is going after your head coach. And you packed out with 68,000, which that's what it is. That's the resources that you're dealing with there.
Yeah. Whereas with LSU, I mean, yeah, dude. And hell, Lane said it himself. He's jealous of how loud Tiger Stadium gets when Ole Miss shows up. Well, guess what, dude? Instead of them being against you,
Yeah. Imagine
that's
how it would be
for
when they
you.
were for you.
Yeah, that's your guys now. That's the ones that'll be on your back. That's the ones who in the fourth quarter are going to win a football game for you, like what we've seen that crowd do.
Yeah. Real quick, we got about 3 minutes. We haven't even
All
talked
right.
about the upcoming game, but Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers are coming into Tiger Stadium. Pretty good offense, pretty bad defense. Yeah,
Pretty
that's
much,
what
that
we
sounds about
know.
accurate.
So I predict the score. We don't usually do predictions, but I'm gonna predict the score at 24-7.
I'll,
That's
I'll
what
I'll
I'm
go
going with.
24-13.
I hope they don't have a damn running quarterback. I don't know anything about
Yeah,
Western Kentucky.
I don't either. I'm gonna go 24-13.
But what I do know about is Oklahoma, who just beat Alabama.
Yes, they did.
And you know what I'm going to tell you? It's kind of something that you might step back. I think we're going to beat Oklahoma,
I think so too.
and I'll tell you
Uh,
why. Um, Matchup.
because
It's a good matchup for our defense.
okay, I'm good with that.
We can't defend a Marcel Reed or Diego Pavia, Trinidad Chambliss. We can't defend them, but we can defend just a John Mateer, a Taylon
Yeah,
Green, DJ Lagway. We can defend those guys. We can defend freaking what's the dude at Austin Simmons?
yeah.
Is that
We
the
could.
Alabama quarterback?
Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson. Okay, Austin Simmons was the Ole Miss quarterback before
Yeah.
Trinidad Chambliss came in. He got hurt. Ty Simpson. We can defend that.
Yes.
We did well against them. We gave up 20 points to Alabama. Um, but we match up well against them. So we just have to see how the offense can do against them. But I have a feeling LSU's going 8-4 this year.
I
Maybe
like
9-4. Maybe 9-4.
it. We'll see.
And
We'll
that's
see. Imagine
about what
that,
we've
dude.
been doing under Brian Kelly.
And I mean, again, think about this. Again, when you look at which depends on how Lane wants to look at it, whether that's good or bad. We're looking at a real possibility of finishing 9-4 this year, and we're talking about how dreadful of a season this was.
Yeah, there's a couple
You,
ways to
you
look
know,
at that.
so whereas as Lane there, I mean, his fans are pissed off that he wants to leave because this is like amazing. Look how great we are, thumping their chests, and I mean they're going to end up with after the playoffs. I mean, we don't know how many games they'll end up winning, but they're a 10-win team, and they love that. They think it's amazing and want to give him keys to the governor's mansion and whatever it takes to keep him for pretty much the same
Yeah,
type
we
of
need to
results
give him
where
keys to our governor mansion.
well, yeah, yeah, you're not going to hear an argument from me on that one.
Anyway. Well, Nooch is gonna, yeah, you'll be here next week, all right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
you'll
will
be
be here
here, and
next
then you're
week.
gonna take a little trip for Thanksgiving, and I'm happy
Yes,
about that. Spend time with your family, and then so we'll be back to preview Oklahoma and to talk about the Western Kentucky game. Maybe we'll have some coaching news, but in the meantime, hey, come check us out at
yep.
GameDayTigers.com.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Man, thanks for redecorating while I was out. I
I
appreciate it. It looks
appreciate
great.
it. Not a problem, man. Glad I could do it.
Y'all come check us out. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.